folks, it's Lynn from Lynn Designs, and today I am just bringing you a quick tutorial on how to make a version of this card. I'm changing up the colour scheme slightly, but it's very simple. Oh, excuse me, tickle in my throat. It's got a bit of Emboss Resist around the edge, a little bit of scoring just to give it a little bit of interest around the edge, some sequins, and I've popped the sentiment up on dimensionals. And I don't know if you recognise the images, but they're from the Hopeful Thoughts stamp set. Really lovely. I used that one on this card, and I'm actually going to use the leaves or the tree image for this one, but again I'm going to make it a get well soon card. So the supplies used are fairly minimal. I have got a thick Whisper White card base which has been scored in the centre, and then a matting layer of Whisper White which is just ½ centimetre shorter on both sides. So that's the bit I'm going to stamp on. We're going to, because it's embossed resist, I'm using Versamark. I've got the embossing buddy which gets rid of any fingerprints, oil or static from the card. Let's get that out, and I'm changing the colour slightly. I'm going to use one of the new in colours, two of the new in colours actually, Powder Pink, which is a very nice soft pink, and Fresh Fig, just for the inside, the sentiment on the inside. So let's get a bit of Stampin' Up paper, open the Versamark. Unfortunately I had a class this week, and unfortunately some of the ladies managed to get ink on my pad. This was my clean one, but never mind, it still works perfectly well, so it's not a problem. I'm going to take the ink pad to the image just so that I can then see what I'm inking up. Use the embossing buddy, and I know I am just going to emboss down the side, and I've got the some clear embossing powder. Here you can see the talcum powder that's in the embossing buddy. So let's just do that down there. Now I'm hoping that that pinky colour will not show through on the finished card. Let's hope so, hey? And then we will come in there with the second lot. Lovely. Liberally sprinkle that on over the stamped image. Oh, that's very liberal. Give it a little bit of a tap, and I can see that powder is completely covering that. So let's put that all back in the pot. And this powder, the embossing powder, I don't know if you've all used embossing powder before, but the embossing powder is just lovely. It lasts for a long time, so it's very good value. I will go off camera rather than let you listen to the heat gun, and I will come back to finish off the card in a moment. So here we are, we've embossed the heat embossed in clear. Now it is a little bit pinky, but let's try. So I've got a little sponge dauber, and I'm going to use that on the edge of the card and bring a little bit of the colour in off the edge just along this side. And the beauty of this is you can just build up the colour, and it can be as light or dark as you want it to be. So let's just do a little bit. I'm going to do it a little bit heavier than the last one, just so that it's easier for it to show up on the camera. Hopefully this, you can see that this is coming up, and then with a bit of tissue, rub over that image, and it brings the image that has been embossed, it brings it to the forefront. So let me just do a little bit more sponging. Lovely, I like that. Yep, and then with a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, I am going to, again with the Versamark, I'm going to do the sentiment. Oh, upside down, but that doesn't matter. Now I can see, I don't know whether it's showed up here, but I obviously rocked the stamp. So there's a line of embossing paste, powder down there. So I will just get a brush and get rid of the excess. Quickly disemboss it. On that way. And it's very easy, and I can see how well it's just, it turns glossy. So that is perfect. I'm just going to mist a little bit there. Get that back in there. Perfect. And then again with the sponge dauber, just bring the ink. Now I could have used white embossing powder on a bit of the powder pink cardstock, but I quite like the look of this personally. Fab. Rub the tissue across the card, and come in and do a little bit more if you so wish, and then I am going to cut that out, so bear with me a second. And there we go, we've got the sentiment, so that is all we need for that. At the moment I'm going to put the sentiment on the inside in Fresh Fig. There we go, wishing you a quick and complete recovery. Now I tend to put my stamps across on my stamps, just so that it's easier for me to try and get them straight. If they're on the block that way, I seem to struggle. It makes it easier for me to put them on the slant. So that's what I tend to do. we put the lid on that, shut that, and put the lid on the embossing paste. Now to get the little pointed ends on here, I used this is the triple banner punch, and you can see it gives you a great banner. You can push it in this way and it does an inch and a half and 2 inches of paper. But I want to use this in another way. Rather than have a tail, I want a little point. I decided I wanted a little pointy bit, so I put it in that way. You could cut it by hand very easily, but I like this way. So again, line it up for where I want it, and punch. So there we are. Now I did that on purpose because I think it's very straight, so I'll just do that by eye. Happy with that. Now I thought that you could just put it on the card like that, but I wanted to add a little bit of interest to the edges, so I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. You could do this with your trimmer, but I find this easier. So get my scoring tool, and I want the embossed lines, so I'm just going to come along here with the corner right into the end. Let's do 1 and 2. I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. Fingers and thumbs because the camera's on, and then I'm going to do the top, flip it round and do the bottom. Now I just want a very subtle look, so I think I'm happy with that. If you wanted it more pronounced, you could do it again, but I'm quite happy with that. Let's just get a little bit of Tombow. I'm not going to you could pop this up on dimensionals, but I'm going to have this as just a simple 2-layer card, and I will pop up the sentiment on dimensionals. There we go. I haven't got any of the mini ones yet, so we will just use a bit of the edge. Very easy to pop that up there. It will soon. And then the finishing touch, just because I like having a little bit of bling, I am going to, so with the fine tipped glue pen, I am going to stick on some sequins. Now these little buggers go everywhere, so I'm going to see if I can find 3 in a colour that I like, different sizes. There we go. And you literally just need a little dab . And stick those there. And there we have a really lovely, I think, really lovely, quick and easy, simple little card. Might have to do a little blemish there on the inside, so we will, always an opportunity to add some embellishments if there is a little one. Slippery little suckers. There we go. 1, 2. I always work in threes. I think it works rather better. And to do a little triangle or cascade. There. Fabulous. Anyway, thank you very much for, let me just close that before it goes away. I'm extremely grateful, 300 subscribers. Thank you so much. Keep watching. I will get back to the soft saying card kit, but I keep getting these inspirations, and this is one of the cards that we made at class this week, so I just wanted to share it with you. So all the details will be on my blog. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye now.